morning. Welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Tuesday, March 11th, 2014. The mystery of the missing Malaysian 777-200 continues to become more curious. Today there are reports in Reuters that Malaysia's military believes that it tracked the missing plane by radar over the Straits of Malacca. This would be far from where it last made contact with civilian air traffic control off the eastern coast of the country. Now this is the fourth day of searching for this plane. There's absolutely no sign of it. At this rate, it will be speculated, no doubt, that it will turn up in North Korea. According to a military official who spoke to Reuters, the plane changed course after Kota Baru and took a lower altitude and then turned west toward the Malacca Straits. The Straits of Malacca are one of the world's busiest shipping channels. It runs along Malaysia's west coast. Police had earlier said that they were investigating whether any passengers or crew had personal or psychological problems that might explain the disappearance of the plane. There was no distress signal. There was no report from the pilots indicating any problem at all. So far, none of the telemetry that has been released indicates any difficulty. The Malaysian police chief, Khalid Abu Bakar, told a news conference maybe somebody on the flight bought a huge sum of insurance who wants family to gain from it. Or maybe somebody who has owed somebody so much money, we're looking at all the possibilities. One of the possibilities that they had been looking at were related to the stolen passports that apparently were possessed by at least two passengers, two of them Iranians. It's now been determined that that was not a terror event or a potential event. These people were simply seeking asylum in Western Europe and were booked to go to Western Europe through a connection in Beijing. Hannover Re, the third largest reinsurer in the world, has posted a record profit in its 2013 results, driven mainly by its non-life reinsurance arm. Oliver Ekwallen, its CEO, announced that the company had made a net profit of about 896 million euros, a 5.4 increase over what it made in 2012. They also significantly improved their combined ratio down to 94.9% from 95.8%. Looking forward to this year, 2014, Mr. Wallet said he remained positive that Hannover Re would remain consistent in meeting the many challenges facing it. Former Bermuda-based insurance executive Mark Byrne's Sportscover deal is in danger of unraveling. This is according to Insurance Insider. Byrne, of course, is a founder of Flagstone Re back in 2005. His proposed deal to acquire struggling Lloyd's syndicate Sportscover, which is an Australian-based sports and leisure syndicate, looks increasingly unlikely to go ahead after talks all but broke down. It's apparently pretty rancorous. The Malaysian carrier Labuan Re is the latest Asian reinsurer to enter the Lloyd's market. It has secured approval to become one of two capacity providers on Barbican's new special purpose syndicate, number 6118. Labuan Re is no stranger to Lloyd's. It has provided capacity to Lloyd's through quota shares in the past and was one of the most significant capital backers of the dedicated Singapore syndicate, 1965, that was forced into runoff after the 2011 Thai floods. Well, here's interesting news. Xchanging is set to announce a significant number of redundancies in its London-based insurance operations, specifically its claims adjusting operations. They, of course, have lost their near monopoly position and are now being forced to compete on all contracts. This week, a number of employees from Lloyd's, from Xchanging Energy and Marine team are expected to become redundant, i.e. laid off. These are but a precursor, supposedly, to more significant cuts in Xchanging's adjusting operations in the next few months. As many as 70 different positions may in fact be eliminated. The backdrop, of course, to this restructuring is the changing nature of Xchanging's relationship with the London market, which has seen Xchanging become one more of a preferred supplier of back-office services rather than a monopoly. Zurich Insurance Group is set to shed about 800 jobs worldwide in a streamlining exercise aimed at saving about $250 million a year by the end of 2015. The proposed job losses are still being discussed with employee unions. Zurich is Europe's fourth biggest insurer by market capitalization and employs over 55,000 people in 170 countries. 10 years ago today, there were several train bombings, 4 of them exactly, in Madrid in Spain, killing 191 people. This is the 10th anniversary. Spaniards are observing it by the royal family and the prime minister joining a mass for victims at the main Madrid cathedral. Nerves are still apparently a bit jittery over there. One place also where there's an observance going on is in Japan. 3 years ago today, the 9.0 earthquake struck Japan and unleashed that tsunami that blasted into the northern part of Honshu Island. Of course, Japan is far from recovered. The disasters killed about 20,000 people. About 270,000 people are still displaced. 100,000 are living in temporary housing. And of course, Tokyo Electric Power Company, TEPCO, that runs the decommissioned Fukushima reactor, is still facing tremendous difficulties with the thousands of tons of contaminated water that is being generated from the cleanup operation. Many experts believe that that water will eventually have to be dumped into the sea because TEPCO can't build container tanks fast enough. At this rate, they're going to have to be building container tanks for the next 30 years. There won't be much else there but container tanks holding contaminated water. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.